Welcome to the Zono Sports Show, where you know Zonos. The draft was last Thursday, and teams are playing chess, not checkers, this year since the NBA Finals. That gold rush, that push to dominance that everybody wants to achieve because they saw what Golden State did to the Cavaliers. I understand why. Now the Sixers, they took Markelle Fultz. When will this process be over? You got Joel Embiid, you've got Ben Simmons, you've got a lot of young talent, Jahlil Okafor as well. So you bring in Markelle Fultz as a primary scoring option to pair with Ben Simmons, which we haven't seen Ben Simmons play an NBA game yet, just a few summer league games. So we don't know what he'll be, but I really like Markelle Fultz because he's rough, he's tough, and he knows how to get to the bucket, make his own shot. He's a bona fide scorer. This is someone that I think could definitely complete the process in Philadelphia that fans so desperately have clamored for the past 5, 6, 7 years because they have stunk. Now, the Lakers, second pick, they took Lonzo Ball. I am glad that the Lakers took Lonzo Ball. Why? He's a hometown kid. He cares deeply inside about the Los Angeles community because he's from there. So why would he want to go out there and not ball for the Lakers? Lonzo Ball is a generational talent. You've heard me use that buzz term a lot. But Lonzo Ball's a guy who's got skills and can see the floor better than any point guard out there right now. Yes, I know De'Aaron Fox cooked him in the NCAA tournament. I understand that. One-on-one ball is not everybody's forte. But when it comes to team basketball and keeping the flow of the offense steady, Lonzo Ball's the point guard that you want in that spot. He is someone who can also score. They say his shots broke. Well, it went in a lot last year. They said it didn't go in a lot during the workouts, but maybe he was nervous. Let's take that into consideration. He's still young. He's still fresh. So LeVar, he had some choice things to say, of course. He said that, hey, I told you Lonzo Ball was going to go to the Lakers. I got this hat made when he was a baby. And also, when they go to the playoffs next year, because Lonzo Ball will get the Lakers to the playoffs, I'm going to get another hat made. And you know what it's going to say on the front? I told you so. So, LeVar, those are, that's the arrogance is as permeating from your mouth there when you make those statements. But I must say, sir, I agree with you. I think Lonzo Ball can get the Lakers into the playoffs his first year just because he's a winner. They say Chino Hills, this and that. They say UCLA, this and that. But all I know is I watch Lonzo Ball with my two eyeballs, and he should definitely be able to get it done at the NBA level. And Magic Johnson, I don't feel bad about him sending D'Angelo Russell over to the Nets either. D'Angelo Russell says the comments are irrelevant. Well, D-Russ, in my book, you broke the code. And when you break the code, you can't be trusted. Get out of the locker room. Scram. Celtics, they took Jason Tatum like I told you they would. Why would they draft Josh Jackson here? He went to the Suns fourth. But the Celtics needed a scorer who was long, who could maybe play that 2-3 spot, and Avery Bradley could shift and turn into primarily a defensive player because he has Bruce Bowen-esque talent at that position, on the court, period. But Jason Tatum brings scoring, and more scoring to go with Isaiah Thomas's scoring, who had epic playoff performances, dropped 50, I want to say, during his sister's birthday, the day after, I want to say, or whenever her birthday was in the playoffs. That was amazing, just the fact that he could deal with those circumstances. But Jason Tatum, he is someone from Duke that brings so much more to that Celtics roster, which will put them in contention with the Cleveland Cavaliers and potentially get them to the finals next year to play the Warriors, because the Warriors, they going to be there. Now, the Kings, they took De'Aaron Fox at 5. I'm curious to see how that rivalry goes back and forth out on the West Coast with him being out there in Sacramento playing against Lonzo Ball at least 3 to 4 times a year against the Lakers. Also, the Hornets, I like the pick that Michael Jordan made to take Malik Monk at 11. You put him with Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker's the primary scorer, but you take a guy, Malik Monk, who likes to shoot, fell in love with the 3-ball with the 47 against North Carolina. You take him, you pair him with Kemba Walker, and then you've still got Nicholas Batum. This Hornets team, you should watch out in the East, because if they can get some consistency out of their big men, watch out for the Charlotte Hornets. And if I said New Orleans, Charlotte, And the 26th pick, Caleb Swanigan, he's a nice pick that I think the guards really need, meaning C.J. McCollum and Damian Lillard. Caleb Swanigan, a 7-footer. He's skilled. He's not quite as agile as LaMarcus Aldridge, but I think he's way more effective simply because he's bigger, and I think he's more skilled in the post. LaMarcus Aldridge likes to fade away, take that little jumper all the time, but I think that he definitely could be somebody who helps out Damian Lillard, especially on the pick and roll, with him being able to throw an alley-oop or take the layup or kick it out for a three. The Blazers, that's a great pick by them. And then 38, Jordan Bell, the guy from Oregon. You saw the man crying in the game in the regional, I want to say, to make it to the Final Four, with standing there doing an interview with Tyler Dorsey. Jordan Bell, the rebound king. Now, you take a guy like Jordan Bell, who will be a factor his rookie year. Now, this is somebody I could see the Warriors trading Iguodala for, because you bring in a Jordan Bell. I think that you can afford to break up a few pieces just because of what he brings to the offensive boards. He is Tristan Thompson 2.0, I think so. So Jordan Bell getting drafted by the Warriors, that is the steal. That ensures that they will be there in the finals the next 3 to 4 years or however long. Now, Jimmy Butler traded to the T-Wolves by the Bulls. He said he wasn't really happy in Chicago. He didn't like the way they were doing things there. But Jimmy Butler, I mean, he's a great player, and I think that the Timberwolves, they get much better by adding him to that roster to go with Cat Towns and Andrew Wiggins, Ricky Rubio. Your time's going to be up soon. They've already said you're on the block, so I expect him to be gone. But this T-Wolves roster, you take a Jimmy Butler and put it on there, I really like them. Blake Griffin and Chris Paul, they're cool on the West Coast. Toast Steve Ballmer and the Clips, hey, we're opting out of these contracts. They know they love each other, but it just ain't working. And when it's not working, what do? You got to break it up. Now, the notable awards last night, forget the CBA. Last night was about the stars. The NBA awards. Malcolm Brogdon wins Rookie of the Year. He deserves that. You can't give it to Joel Embiid because he was barely on the court, man. You only played limited minutes, and you made a few Twitter posts. You think that's going to win you MVP? Yeah, you played really good. I think you're going to be a Hall of Famer potentially if you can stay healthy, but you weren't out there. So give it to Malcolm Brogdon. Draymond Green wins Defensive Player of the Year. Now, he was on the defense last night, man. I'll get to that in a minute. Mike D'Antoni, he's Coach of the Year. Made a little joke about how he's back in New York. He never thought he'd be back, and the last time he was shipped out of there, something along those lines. But he should have just chilled and accepted his award. But I understand he had to get his shot. Everybody took a shot at New York last night, and the award show happened to be in New York. So sorry about that, Knicks. And the MVP. Now, I said, and I'll get the footage for you guys, I said that Russell Westbrook would most likely win MVP this season because he has a bone to pick and things to demonstrate in the wake of what Kevin Durant did by leaving the Thunder high and dry last year and sending Russell Westbrook a text saying he's not coming back. So what did Russell Westbrook do this season? Went out and made a triple-double record disappear, created a new one. He is the triple-double king, and he did it by winning the game winner of the year award as well on the same night because of the shot he hit when he set that record against the Nuggets. So congrats to Russell Westbrook. He deserves all of this. He's a baller, but I said he'd do it, and he did. Now, the one thing I had an issue with last night, it was clearly evident and obvious that the NBA wanted to make a desperate plea for ratings because obviously they lost out on a lot of cheese by not having those extra playoff games because of all the broom squads that came through the NBA, East and West. A lot of sweeps, not a lot of playoff games. I think 10 to 15 less games that they didn't have. So Drake was the host of the show last night, which is cool. He hosted the ESPYs. Now, there were way too many jokes for me. This wasn't supposed to be funny time. I mean, it was cool. It was lighthearted. I got a couple laughs in, but it got to be a little bit excessive, and you could tell guys maybe weren't expecting it to be that loose as far as the atmosphere goes. But guys were clearly bothered. Draymond Green, he didn't like the spoof that they did where they mocked and mimicked the Get Out movie. So that was the sketch that they did where Seth Curry was portrayed as the black guy with the hat in the movie who's running around and he's not particularly normal. His name's Walter. He's the dad in the movie. And then they had Chef Curry playing Daniel Kaluuya. I think that's the actor's name. He was playing the main character in the film Get Out. And then Aisha was supposed to be playing the mother that was doing all the hypnosis. Draymond really had an issue. He was supposed to be the airport fellow from Get Out. Draymond really had an issue with the sketch because they put the mic in his face and asked him how he liked it, and he wasn't feeling it. And then Drake, it got awkward, and I just didn't like it. And then he called Kenny in debt Smith, and I called it. I don't think a lot of other people called it, but Kenny Smith. Then he took it upon himself to every time he would get a chance to speak. I'm going to go off script. I want to say that Nas is in the building. I'm from Queens. He's the greatest rapper ever. And then he says, oh, French Montana, big fan of him. He's in the building as well. Great rapper. I'm like, come on, Kenny, just talk hoops. But NBA, I didn't like this. So you might want to revisit how this award show, the atmosphere, how you want it to be. I thought it'd be a little more classy, not so Teen Choice Award-ish. But hey, to each his own. Baseball-wise, Kyle Schwarber sent down to AAA. Now, the Cubs, I don't even think they win the World Series last year without Kyle Schwarber. So who do y'all think y'all are, Chicago, to sit here and take a guy that essentially could have won the World Series by himself? Yeah, Ben Zobrist won MVP, but I think Kyle Schwarber should have won the MVP of the World Series because he came back from the knee injury, and all he did was hit, and all he did was make plays. All he did was put balls in play. Kyle Schwarber was a baller for you all. What he bat? He bat like, what, 500? I want to say in the postseason when he came back for that from that knee injury. So just to send this man down to AAA like he's a bum because he's batting, what, 222? I mean, it's ridiculous. He's batting 222. That's ridiculous. I mean, Kyle Schwarber, if I were him, I'd request a trade. Get me out of here, Chicago. You're going to send me down to AAA like I'm a bum? But, maybe I'm not sounding like a team player. College World Series, Florida won Game 1 versus LSU. LSU, I predicted that they would win because simply they have a lot of offense. Florida's got the pitching, but LSU's got the offense. But conversely, Florida, they're good as well, and they win the game last night, Game 1. So Game 2's tonight. If they win tonight, they win the World Series, but I think this could go to a Game 3 for sure. And that'll be tomorrow night. And that's if necessary. Best of 3 series. But Aaron Judge, he's in that home run derby. No, he's not actually. He's thinking about it, but he may not do it. But my advice to Aaron Judge, bro, you hot right now. You need to go listen to E.T. You hot right now. You need to go ahead and soak up all that juice you can. Get a national fan base. Go ahead. Get like Bryce Harper. Get like Mike Trout. You got to be in the home run derby. If you don't, I'm going to be real salty. You're the home run leader. You sound like LeBron James. Don't be that guy. Don't be the guy that never competed in a dunk contest. Now, golf-wise, Jordan Spieth, he's back like he never left. Now, remember, he missed the cut to get to the U.S. Open, but he won the Travelers Championship Sunday with swag, jumped up, did the chest bump, and everybody was worried, I hope Jordan Spieth doesn't get hurt, but, man, let the man celebrate. He's athletic enough to celebrate and get turned up a little bit, but it was great to see him bounce back, win a tournament considering the embarrassment of not even making the cut for the U.S. Open. That's not a good look when you're a guy like Jordan Spieth. On that level, you want to make every cut and at least get in these tournaments. But next show, I'll talk to you guys on Tuesday. We covered a lot today. Thank you for always watching the Zono Sports Show, and I got episodes coming on Tuesday. I appreciate it, and you can always catch me here where Zonos.